Hey there and happy Friday. I hope you guys are excited for a long weekend. A lot of you get that through your work, and some of you work extra hard because it's a holiday too. And just want to give a shout out to all of those that have served for our freedoms and made this country as great as it is. So special thanks to you and all that you do. So before the weekend goes, I thought, I have some time. It's been a busy week creating. Just last weekend, I can't believe it's Friday already. I just feel like the weekend prior just happened with my son being in a wedding, going to that. A couple of our boys had football. My sister came up from Lake of the Ozarks. I hadn't seen her for a year and a half, and sang at church on Sunday, and then helped my brother and his wife with their son's graduation party. And it was like, Monday came and I needed a nap, and I took that nap and then jumped into preparing for a wonderful stamp camp yesterday in Fairmont. I had 28 people show up, another great large group, and just great people, big hearts, and it was fun to see some new people there, and just other people guiding them along when I couldn't help every step of the way too, and I always appreciate that for my people. If you were in Fairmont yesterday, I did post on my Facebook page here, Lost and Found. There's some bone folders, a little bit of glue, and some scissors that have been left from my Fairmont events, and so I try and bring them along, but sometimes in the busyness of the day I forget to set them out, and over half the items I think are just from yesterday alone. So take a peek at those. I'll just leave it at that. So here is the card that I want to make for you guys today. You guys know I love Designer Series paper, and I don't talk a lot about my March to $1 million, but that is looking closer. Like, it won't happen this year, but it's looking closer, and people always say, oh my goodness, when you hit $1 million, you get to design your Stampin' Up! Helps you design like a stamp set to commemorate the occasion. And everybody's like, what kind of stamp set? I'm like, I kind of want to make Designer Series paper because I love their paper. And Stampin' Up!, especially with this newest catalog, has just amazed me with the best paper. And so it's probably the most paper, now that we can buy Designer Series paper to have on hand for events. This is the most I've ever bought at one time, because I didn't know if people were going to go after Winnie the Pooh, if they were going to go after the beautiful like butterfly moonlit flora with the darks and the lights, just like wow. And then the water side, both the Sunset Coast that has the 6x6 water with the shimmers, and then like the relaxing like dockside water paper, and just, I mean, like I could go on and on. So I accidentally, on purpose, just bought a ton of it to have at events. So, so make sure and check those out if you come too, because I buy those on purpose for you guys, knowing that you might love them as much as I do. So this is going to be a prime example of how just the paper can highlight and steal the show, and also just the way it's packaged can make a difference too. So let me get my camera turned around and show you that. Because sometimes what I do is open up paper that I bring to events and actually rearrange how it's shown because of that. So, well, actually, let me just go in this order. I'll show you the paper after I get started with where things are at, because that might help you. So in this newest catalog, if you haven't got one and want one, let me know. I have a lot of extra this time around because I ordered extra. So this is a double bundle suite collection. I opted to just get the one bundle with the scalloped blooms. I loved the greetings. I loved the scallops, and I feel like things like this are just timeless. Anytime there's shapes like that, I just love it. And I felt like at the time I had just gotten a bunch of flowers, and I'm like, you know what? I could probably use those flowers with this, and it'll be just fine. So, but then of course I see all these samples and other people making things. And I'm like, did I make the right decision? But it'll be okay because I love the paper. All right. So, the bundle that I got, like I said, I'm just going to show you. Here's the sentiments. It's got some nice big greetings. Easy cursive font is always what I like to call this, where it's kind of a loose cursive, easy to read, nice big size. I'll be using the happy birthday today. And then the scallop blooms dies. I'll just show you a quick thing, so you can see very large dies. So you could take and like do a score and fold it over if you wanted to for a card front, because it's very large. This is the die size that I'm using today. So like the third, whoops, actually I'm using two, the smallest, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 largest, because I like those little dots impression that it makes. So each, or every other one I should say, has the little scallops, and I'll show you that as I use it, the difference between the two. And then there's another one that fits the happy birthday. It's kind of like a little flag banner in there too. So I like those. So just wanted to show you that. And then I have this place card made up for the card that I'm making today, just kind of the recipe there if you want to pause it or do a screenshot of that, then you have that to know what I all used. Okay, so let me show you this paper. I did cut it across the top. So today's paper, I hope that it's a very cloudy, rainy day here today, which makes me want to be creative. Sometimes when it's like just a dreary day, I just want to crawl back in bed and take a nap like I did on Monday. But anyway, if there was sunshine, I think it would catch the sparkle. So there's gold foil within these flowers, and it just makes it so pretty. And people are like oohing and ahhing over it when they saw it too. So this is the deal though, Stampin' Up! Packages it, and this is the top one. And maybe it's because they don't want to packaged and such. But so what I do is like take these and realign them so that the pretty ones are on the top. So even this is that new Golden Glow color that's got some of that shimmer shine from there. This suite really focuses and highlights our new in colors. So you can see just kind of a general pattern with the hydrangea hue. And here's kind of like the pattern that I'm using in my card today, but just bigger because I see it's trying to reconnect. There we go. So hopefully it wasn't buffering or pausing for you, but every once in a while that happens. Hello there, Elaine and Julie. Good to see you on here. And then on the back side here, we've got little dots too that have that little shimmer shine in there. And then even this one I think is just fresh and fun. Reminds me of a game that I played that had like a telephone theme, and it reminds me of like the telephone lines from back in the day, but just cute. And then here, just the tiniest little dots in gold foil with the hydrangea hue. And then we've got kind of a random crisp cantaloupe pattern with some more of that shimmer shine. So a lot of nice little floral looking pieces to that, with specialty foiling in between there. And I probably chose for my card today the busiest pattern, but I just loved the gold and how it popped. So let me get started with the card base. I haven't used just a plain white card base in a long time. I know a lot of people, that is just what they do. That's their standard. Every card is a white card base. And for me, I just like, I don't know, feel like it's fuller or something if I use a colored card base, but I love that we have thick white because it is a big difference maker between basic white and thick white for your card base, just a lot sturdier. So I like to start with that. And then what I'm going to do here is build with some crisp cantaloupe, which is one of our new in colors. It used to be an in color back in the day, not too far away, but when I've been a demo for 30 years, sometimes I lose track of, gosh, that was 20 years ago. I don't think it's been that long. And yet I'm going to pull out something that coordinates with this and show you for a fun retro throwback that some of you might giggle if you recognize it or not. But and so this is cut 4 by 5 1/4, and then the next DSP layer is cut 3.75 by 5 inches. And then what I did, as you can see, I like to do space saving or paper saving techniques when I can too. So part of this card is going to have these little flowers on there. So I needed 2 of them, and I just cut 2 flowers out of here. And I thought, you know, nobody's going to see that on the card. And I like doing that to show people that, you know, you can save some paper. It's, you know, not a lot of paper, but sometimes when you just need 2 little things like that and you're making a card and you need this big clump, you don't want to cut into a big, you know, 8.5 by 11 piece just to get those 2 little things cut out, is the way I think about it too. So let me get some adhesive here and just get that taped down together. like so. And then I'm going to add my ribbon, and Stampin' Up! Has some really nice bordered ribbon that coordinates with each of our new 5 in colors. So we have the crisp cantaloupe, but like I said, it's in all 5 colors, bordered ribbon. And as you can see, it looks like this, so nice kind of shiny satiny ribbon. But what I'm going to pull out, this is the part that might make you giggle, because I found, I was looking for something else, and all of a sudden this caught my eye, crisp cantaloupe. I even have it in strawberry slush because that color returned because it was in color the same time as crisp cantaloupe, the era of also like pistachio pudding and that. And I must have loved it because I had, I used up for sure 1 or 2 of these at class already because people loved it, and still have 3 more. So I must have really loved this. It was called, what was it called here? Stretch Ruffle Trim. And some people just put it around here and didn't tie it, and just had it kind of be like a lacy thing, but it is kind of stretchy and such. But I thought that was so fun. So I'm going to make my card today for you guys with this, and then when I post my live screenshot, I should say, of the project when I'm all done, then I'm going to post the ribbon that you can actually buy, because I always feel like it's kind of mean if I post retired products that you can no longer get if you really like the card. And like there was somebody yesterday that, you know, she's like, oh, I love this new ink color. Can I get that ink, that cardstock, that ribbon, you know, that kind of stuff. And of course, what drew me to Stampin' Up! And a lot of people is the coordination of the inks, the papers, everything like that. And for me, it takes the guesswork out of things, and that's important to me because, especially at the end of the day, like, do you want to be thinking more? Nobody does. Okay, so you can see it has a fun little ruffle there, and then I'm just going to put some more adhesive here around the edges, like so, and then that's going to go on our thick white card base. And I do like the way this white card base makes the whole card pop. We've got just the teeniest, tiniest little white flowers kind of here and there, not too many, but that's what makes it all kind of come together. Especially as busy it is, the white kind of calms it down. And then it helps us to focus on this scalloped bloom die that we're going to decorate too. So it kind of all comes together. Oh, and I love our new magnetic pads, hearing a lot of positive about them as well. And I'm just going to add my happy birthday here. And so people are like, okay, they're not the squishy foam. Do I need to push on them any harder? Not really, because pushing harder doesn't always make you get more ink. So I do just kind of almost a little twist to it. And then a happy birthday gets stamped out here like so. So kind of just a nice little skinny, easy to read, cursive, like cursive font there. So I've got that stamped out in the Peaceful Pine. And then since I have this out, I think I'm just going to go ahead and do the inside. I'm not really decorating the inside, but from that same stamp set, Scalloped Blooms, I'm just going to stamp out wishing you a day of relaxation, happiness, and love. So it's just going to be on the inside like that. Okay, so now let me get some dimensionals here and put those on my scallop. I'm going to do, it's kind of a bigger scallop, so I'm going to do 4 of those. Like that. Take those off. Just kind of line that up like so. Actually, I think I might just take this because I think it's going to look maybe a little plain. I'm going to take that little leftover piece and just kind of, well, I could tie it to it. I was going to take it and just twist it and tie it, but a lot of people do this anyway. I'm just going to tie that because as I saw that, I'm switching gears and wasn't planning on it. I was just going to make the card like my sample, but then I thought, oh, it'd be kind of fun to add this and show people that maybe have this ribbon on hand or remember it. So I'm just going to tie that around there and trim off the extra. I'm going rogue on my own show. Who does that, right? And then let me grab a mini glue dot here. I'm just going to kind of make that stay. I want that to go underneath my bloom. Use the glue dot to make that ribbon stay in place, and then have just this little thing the rest of it gets put together, I know I'll be happier to have added that so it doesn't look so flat and plain. Somebody else did it at my class, and I thought that looked really nice. Okay. So now these are those little pieces that I cut from the smallest scalloped bloom die, and just 2 of them, so they're hiding underneath there if you're just joining in. So I'm just going to grab a couple of dimensionals, and we're going to pop those up on here like so and like so. And then part of the dies too from the scallop blooms, I didn't show you guys, but it's nice. I will pull it out of my little bag of tricks here because I love it when Stampin' Up! Does this, and I mention it all the time. This is like a 6-pack of leaves. So 1 die cut will give you 6 leaves. And for this project, I only am going to use 4, but how magnificent when I'm cutting for a big class that I can just do multiple cuts like so. So I'm just going to take like a little, this one kind of flew away, just take some glue dots, put it underneath there and tuck it, kind of 2 per flower here, like so, and that just adds that green. I think green is such an understated color all of a sudden. I don't know if I've always felt that way, but I just love kind of having that added in. It just kind of grounds projects like so. And then the other new embellishment that I'm loving is the 2026 through 2028 in color dots. They're nice, like low profile, so they're not very thick for mailing, which is nice, but they've just got that pearlized look on them that make them look kind of classy, special. So I thought, oh, it'd be fun to use. Let's see, I need some green ones. Yeah, I'll just open up a new pack. I probably have like 4 packs that are already open, right? From doing different projects, and then I kind of keep them with the project, and then at the end of the day when all my projects are caught up, then I'll be like, gosh, I have like 6 packages open. Okay, so I'm just going to use 1 of the large and then 1 of the small here, and then I'm going to use the large and just kind of add that up here. Whoops. And then a small, so using crisp cantaloupe and peaceful pine on those. I was kind of debating of just like using just that, but then thought it ties things together, adds a little bit more fun to have the 2 colors and then kind of filling up that large scallop space. Sometimes the large scallop is nice because it covers a lot of your front of your card, and then other times you kind of go, oh, it kind of looks like it needs to have some more things to fill it in that way too. So adding little embellishments like that can really add to. And I just kind of love the look of the little posies on there as well. And you can do all sorts of colors just because you're die cutting them too. So really a nice simple layout. This would have been great for Mother's Day if you had like the Happy Mother's Day. Be great for anniversary or wedding, since we're kind of in that season too. But love the floral look of that. Hope you guys do as well. So as you're browsing through the catalog and wondering like, what do I get first, or what do I need to have, or what might sell out, Stampin' Up! Has let us know that this particular suite of products, they want to try and not guarantee, but have it around for a whole year. And so they're going to do their best to try and have like the paper on hand and such. Things still might sell out, but they want to keep a closer eye on just certain products, and this is one of them too, so that's good to know. So I know when I do things like this and we get excited about it, I have more confidence that you can get the items as well too. So I don't know if I'll have time to come back again today. That would be like a dream if I can get things posted and such, but also want to get some things caught up to around the house. But it'd be great if I could squeeze in a couple of projects before the weekend. If not, have a great one. See you later. Bye-bye.